I thought about doing Shakespeare in these daily recitations, but Shakespeare's being done by others, and not that many people are doing William McGonagall. So I'm doing McGonagall. Today's McGonagall poem is about Shakespeare. It's called An Address to Shakespeare. Immortal William Shakespeare, there's none can you excel. You have drawn out your characters remarkably well, which is delightful for us to see enacted upon the stage. For instance, the lovesick Romeo, or Othello in a rage. His writings are a treasure which the world cannot repay. He was the greatest poet of the past, or of the present day, also the greatest dramatist, and is worthy of the name. I'm afraid the world shall never look upon his like again. His tragedy of Hamlet is moral and sublime, for in purity of language nothing can be more fine. For instance, to hear the fair Ophelia making her moan at her father's grave, sad and alone, is in his beautiful play, as you like it, one passage is very fine. Just for instance, in the Forest of Arden, the language is sublime, where Orlando speaks of his Rosalind, most lovely and divine, and no other poet, I am sure, has written anything more fine. His language is spoken in the church, and by the advocate at the bar, here and there and everywhere throughout the world afar. His writings abound with gospel truths, moral and sublime, and I'm sure in my opinion they are surpassing fine. In his beautiful tragedy of Othello, one passage is very fine. Just for instance, where Cassio loses his lieutenancy by drinking too much wine, and in grief he explains, oh, that men should put an enemy in their mouths to steal away their brains. In his great tragedy of Richard III, one passage is very fine, where the Duchess of York invokes the aid of the divine, for to protect her innocent babes from the murderer's uplifted hand, and smite him powerless to save her babes. I'm sure 'tis really grand. Immortal Bard of Avon, your writings are divine, and will live in the memories of your admirers until the end of time. Your plays are read in family circles with wonder and delight, while seated around the fireside on a cold winter's night. Which is probably more than can be said for most of McGonagall's poems. McGonagall was, in fact, a Shakespearean actor in his time, a somewhat unusual one. Once in the Scottish play, he played the title role, and reportedly refused to die because he thought the actor playing Macduff was making fun of him. Well, that's today's bit from William Topaz McGonagall, Knight of Burma, as he was sometimes styled. We'll see you tomorrow.